Bliss for me came from the teachings, science of my teachings.
Okay.
I've been a minister now for 10 years,
Okay.
which seems like 30 years.
Long journey.
It's a long journey, just a lot to do. Not enough time to get everything that I want done. But I think that the bliss is really touching that one person whose life isn't where they want it to be and seeing them grow beyond that. So that idea of transforming lives, not that I'm doing anything, but I'm giving them some of the tools and the resources that I have so that they can create the world that they want. My job is to express that within me, which is love, which causes a catalyst effect for others to find the love within them and create the world that they want. Because we all have the ability to do so.
That's right.
No matter what our circumstances are.
Yes.
And so it's just getting out of the way of the condition and realizing we all have stuff that comes up and it's for our betterment. I attended a metaphysical school when I was in the 6th grade.
Okay.
And it's just 1 year. It's only open for 2 years.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but it was a science of mind school run by Dr. Hornaday in Hollywood, California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was 6th grade, and it was that, 6th grade can be a little trying.
Yes.
Right? And it's that year before in LA, you go to middle school or junior high in 7th grade. And so it was that ability to have be in class with 10 people.
Okay.
And just learn about who I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this particular school focused on self-awareness.
It was self-awareness. It was really encouraging and empowering the individual to become the individual that I am here to be. My grandparents were both practitioners of science of mind.
Yes.
And my grandmother's father was the first African-American minister of science of mind. So I think the seeds were planted before then. And going to church with my parents, more so my grandparents, and they always instilled those seeds. And so I always knew what was love and oneness, and that I had the ability to create my own world. I always grew up with that.
Okay.
In my formative years prior to 6th grade, I went to Montessori school. I went to good schools and Pilgrim School, great schools, but it wasn't necessarily till the 6th grade where things just gelled. The classes were small. They could see where the gaps were missing and where you needed the improvement. And then because of the spiritual side, there was also that you're bolstered in that, you've got this, and that empowerment, and that, even when you might be disappointed within your own self about your grades or you didn't think you got it, you always could turn to Spirit. You always knew that Spirit was there, and Spirit always loved you.
You are also a family advocate for the public school system here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And with that, what do you experience? What do you see, especially from the spiritual point of view? What do you see happening there?
It's a difficult time, right? So we just got out of COVID. What I'm seeing now from all sides, from my spiritual side and from the physical side, is that kids are very anxious. Kids are anxious because their parents are anxious, I'm assuming, right? Because I deal with I have maybe 160 kids. I have one middle school, so most of them are little kids.
Okay.
And they don't want to come to school. I think there's a lot of grief and trauma from their own experience about whatever's going on in the world.
Wow. And
I think that perhaps we should get the teachers and the administrators some help in that area, whatever that looks like, and I'm no expert on that. If you think about it, you've got a 3rd or 4th grader, they didn't have school. So for them to come to school now is a whole completely different experience because they have no socialization skills. And then they can't read because mom and dad maybe weren't the best readers, and they didn't, they don't have books. I work at mostly Title I schools, so that's not necessarily a priority. And so if they don't have those things, or they don't have the parents that are encouraging or empowering them with those tools, what are you going to do?
Sounds like this is a scream for resources, right? Better connection, better resources, education, healing.
Yeah.
Lots of healing.
Yeah.
Lots of healing from the adults all the way to our little ones.
I think it starts with us. It starts with us, and to pass on that to our kids and allow them to make their mistakes and be kids. But kids also, besides video games, being their babysitters, They have to have other things to turn to.
That's right.
And, they don't want to, of course, right? Because video games are very addicting.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Media, it's colorful.
Right.
It's so, yeah.
So it's hard to get them away from that and then get them back to, they don't have to be how we used to be back in the day. However, a balance. There's no balance.
Balance.
Right now.
We need to bring balance. Well, I think science of mind, metaphysics, there's so many tools out there, right? Meditation, mindfulness, right? The heart education, the emotional education piece. If we were to empower our educators, get them all fired up, recharged, and that'll just spill over to our children who are just hungry for
they would love
thirsty
it. They would love it. Yeah. So and I know that's what your school's going to bring, some of that stuff. So I'm excited to be a part of something that's going to help bring that balance back and bring our kids back to who they are meant to be.